the podium are members of the West Liberty Hilltoppers. In the center of the podium is head coach Jim Crutchfield. To the far side, to coach's right, is Seger Bonifant. Seger is a senior forward from Berlin, Ohio. To the near side near me is David Dennis Jr. David is a freshman guard from Canal Winchester, Ohio. And coach, if you would, a game that neither side had a terribly big run or opened a terribly large lead. Your guys did a good job down the stretch of scoring when it needed to and playing defense.
I thought we had a chance to maybe open the game up. We went up, I think, 13, but they hit some big threes, some clutch threes under pressure, and a little bit about Stonehill. I just felt like we hadn't played against them before, didn't know exactly what to expect. I was really impressed how well they're coached and how well they played together offensively. They used each other very well. Obviously, those guys know each other very well, and they shot it real well. So. Yeah, there was a time when I thought we might get away from them, and we weren't going to get caught in a last-second game. But they made some big plays, made some shots, and we had to score down the stretch. Our guys know we have to score, and we got a few buckets. Devin hit a big shot from the elbow that kind of put us up 5. I think with about a minute to go was probably the biggest bucket of the game. But a good game. The only thing I feel about our team right now, we're a good three-point shooting team. We're the best shooting teams in the country. But we talk all year about when you don't have a great shooting day and you get outshot, that doesn't mean you lose the basketball game. And I look at the numbers today. They shot it very well. They were 11 for 23 from the arc, and we were 6 for 24, and still managed to pull out a win. So we did some things right.
David, we'll start with you. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Good solid game. Tell us a little bit about the game from your standpoint, and then what Coach just mentioned about your success from outside the arc, but yet that wasn't the case for you guys today.
On the walk over here, we were just talking about this. The game had a weird feeling to it. Like nobody knew who was going to make the run when it happened. And then as a shooting team, everybody shoots, and we believe in everyone when it goes up that we believe is going in. And today they didn't fall, but like Coach always says, if they're not going in, either get to the rim, post up, or we got to get stops in today. We got the stops when we needed to.
Seger, a double-double with 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. The scoring came both inside and outside for you, but talk a little bit about your defense. I mean, all 11 boards were defensive.
Yeah, it comes down to what Coach said. Even when we don't shoot the ball well, I know years in the past, maybe like last year, we didn't shoot that well versus IUP and we lost. But this year, we shoot 6 for 24. I'm 0 for 4 from the 3. That's not very good. And we still managed to pull out a win. I think that just describes how defense is really important to us. Coach is trying to instill that to us, and we're starting to slowly but surely, recognize that, and that's going to win down here. Offense comes and goes, but defense is going to win down here.
Questions for the Hilltoppers right here in front.
At Creighton Raps Hero Sports, Coach, about Mike Lamberti? He had I believe seven of the first points in that second half, and I believe that was part of that early run. I mean, talk about how his contributions have been important for your team.
He's had a knack of getting to the rim and finishing in traffic, and I think we come out the second half and. We set a screen, tried to get a guy open for a shot. They jumped out and were very aggressive on the perimeter. Mike took his guy one-on-one to the basket and scored. But that's something that Mike Lamberti has done pretty consistently for us this year, even in big games. He manages to get to the rim, get a big bucket here or there, and usually hits his foul shots.
And another player that's jumped out in the second half, Devin Hearn had 16 points in that second half. So I guess that veteran leadership from him starting to kick in a little bit. Your thoughts?
I think it's about every guy on our team knows that everybody can score. And, Devin was pretty quiet in the first half, but he started feeling the second half. And I thought a couple of his takes inside were really strong. And the pull-up jumper from 15 with a minute to go, it just shows a lot of confidence. And no one here was thinking, gee, the wrong guy shooting the ball. Anybody can shoot the ball. The guy usually scores for us. He was spectating with me over on the sideline the last 4 minutes. So, the guys weren't hitting the panic button saying, what are we going to do? Seger's on the bench. And I thought Devin's one of the guys that stepped up pretty well.
David Boyce with the NCAA.com for Seger. What kind of poise did freshman David Dennis show, particularly when it was 45-45, and that's when you guys went on the 10-0 run, and he had a couple of baskets and an assist?
Yeah, he has great poise. I think, like I've said all year round, I don't believe like, oh, he's a freshman, he's going to make mistakes. David's a really good player. He's a great player. And he's been making plays for us all year, and we all trust him. He's one of our best players. And like I said, we just have a lot of confidence in him. Like Coach said, we all have a lot of confidence in each other. And I think that makes us a really good team when we're not freaking out when someone shoots a ball or anything, because we know that our guys can make plays, and David made plays tonight. Especially plays that, don't show up in the stat sheet. But steals and stuff, but like he had offensive rebounds, tipped it off, another guy goes out of bounds. Those are winning plays, and that's what's going to win down here.
Right here in front.
Chris Granosios, D2EastHoops.org. Just a question for you, Seger. Have you had a game this year in which you fouled out with that much time left and had to watch from, because you normally are a go?
Yeah, one at Concord I fouled out, but it's not fun. Not gonna try to have it again.
Good strategy, Sue.
Questions? Right here.
Dave, you look back to last year when you were up at Harvest Prep outside Columbus, and your team went to Ohio State D1 title game. I mean, how much of that were you channeling when you were down here tonight? And also, is that a lot of your skills and a lot of how you've been performing lately? How much is that coming from your dad? Being a coaching son and that.
It was D4. No, not that good. But you're good. My dad helps. Before every game, he's always in my ear. Be confident, find Seger, be aggressive, all that stuff. And when I get a little shook during the game, I always look up to him and he just nods like you're fine. I look at Coach like you're fine. And Coach Howard helps a lot more. Looking at him, he's head up, everything. So I mean, it helps just playing on the big stages and AAU and traveling and Harvest Prep going to the Final Four twice. And so it does help, and it does keep me poised, and just the veteran leadership and Seger and Mike and Devin and all them just always staying in my ear and saying, you got it, trusting you, blah, blah, blah.
Seger, game was close almost throughout, except for that one stretch where you guys took a double-digit lead. How big was that, considering how close the game?
That was huge. We had guys just making plays, like he said, Mike Lamberti, David, Devin, all finishing at the rim, and that's what we kind of, that gives us energy, and gives us energy on defense, when we start making plays. And so, to answer your question, yeah, it was huge, especially how close the game was.
Coach, you've been here several times now, and Seger, you've been here a few times. Now that you've got the first win, you've never quite gotten where you wanted to be. Why do you think this year might be different for you?
About where I want to be, you mean win the national championship?
Sure.
Yeah. Because we've won games here. I mean, we've actually won more than we've lost here. I really don't think about it. Right now, I'm not thinking about winning a national championship. I'm thinking about beating Lincoln Memorial. And that's the truth. That's, and I never thought about that until the buzzer sounded on the Stonehill game. It's like, okay, I watched Lincoln Memorial play, and I don't know if you guys saw them. They were very impressive. Very impressive team, and right now it's all about we got to beat Lincoln Memorial, because I know we can't win a national championship if we don't win the next one. We know that, but I'll say this, because people ask, like, you've been there, you played national championships, do you feel like something's missing? No, I don't. It's you play to win the next game as hard as you can. I'm not going to go to my grave if we don't win a national championship saying, oh my God, there's something missing in my life. I can tell you this, we're going to try to win every game as hard as we possibly can. That's what we do. We've had some success doing that.
Jim, I know when we were talking yesterday, you alluded to how Stonehill was so much similar to you guys. And what are your thoughts, or how do you compare Lincoln Memorial? I know you probably haven't had a chance to see them yet, but it sounds like maybe going up against another mirror image of yourselves. Your thoughts?
I don't think they're a mirror image of us, really. First of all, their guards are so big. They're just huge and strong, and can shoot the ball and attack the rim. I don't know that we've seen that yet this year. Guards that big and that strong. We're going to sit down. Obviously, we've done preliminary on every team, and we have some ideas, but this is the first time up and close in person we had a chance to watch them. But we're going to sit down, we'll formulate a plan, and we know that it'll be a very difficult game to beat Lincoln Memorial. They're the #1 seed here because they deserve to be the #1 seed. There's no doubt about it. And you know, when the day's over, I'm sure most people agree they look like a #1 seed. But you know, I've kind of found here in Elite Eight action that anything can happen. Anything can happen. You can win or lose any game you play in. We've been in a ton of close games, and that's the reason I didn't want this one to go to the wire, I'll be honest with you. You know, we're playing against a team today, Stonehill, that I think out of their last 10 games, they won 5 of them by overtime or 1 or 2 points. They're so well coached. They got experienced guys. They know how to win close games. They were trying to figure out a way to how to get 4 points on the board in the last 10 seconds. So, you know, it's just one of those things. If you're watching March Madness, one thing we told our guys, don't take anything for granted. You could be up 15, you could be down 15, you could be the top seed playing the 16th seed, and anything could happen. So, and that's the way we approach it. You know, we have to be ready and play as hard as we can and see what happens from there.
Any more questions? Well, gentlemen, congratulations on the win
Thanks.
today, and best of luck tomorrow.